Good morning, chat. Are we all up bright and early? If I say about early birds get the worms, I've got myself a cheese and worm sandwich. I'm ready for these worms. An exciting day. Oh, thank you, Duck Person 465 for 3 months Prime. Thank you, Jarvis, as well. Welcome back. 4 p.m. early start. Oh, crack of dawn, eh? Crack of dawn. Morning, Primal. Morning, morning, not too happy. 2 a.m. Morning, Panda. Morning, Gif. Morning, Fovai. Morning, Salem. Morning, Gabby. 2 a.m. It's been a while. Yeah, but what an exciting day. The casters. Let me show you them. They're suited and booted. They're suited and booted. The crowd starting to fill up a little bit. Excited that we get to do it at the arena. And what a day. Let me show you the bracket, because if you don't know, this is the Soup Cup. Oh, thank you, Hunted, for the Prime as well.
What's up, Commander? I have work in a couple of hours and I haven't slept, but we ball.
Time to ball. And don't worry, there'll be some... You'll squeeze in a quick Overwatch game. You can squeeze in a quick Overwatch game before work. Morning, Anks. So, the way it's going to work today, we've got 4 games today, which is a lot of Overwatch. And what a rare treat that we get some intercontinental, international Overwatch in a non-major form. So we're going to start with the 2 Korean games, T1 versus ONSIDE, followed by Wait and Poker Face. The winner of those games goes on to play the Western teams of a Nightmare vs Pro. That's what we're all really here for. That's what we want to see the most. But we always have to determine who is the best of the rest in Korea, who gets to earn that shot. Morning, Hydrasta. Snowy Finland. It's actually it's supposed to be 20 degrees today. 20 degrees. It's bright and sunny in England. When are we launching TF2? Overwatch today, unfortunately, Coleman. I'll have to get my revenge another day. Do I have a link to the playlist at the start of my stream? No, I plan to make one at some point because people ask often enough. But I normally just have like a series of playlists I made for my fiance of music I like and music I think she'll like. That I sort of do. I think I'm up to like iteration 37? 39 maybe. 39. But I don't have like one single playlist. I normally just pick a few songs. But I'll put like a songs to start your stream to playlist together at some point. I was thinking UK is hot these days. I know, right? April, there's 20 degrees, clear skies. Shining bright. Alright, if I posted the tweet, that's done. And yeah, we're going to have this, and then the Grand Finals third place match, that's going to be tomorrow, so that'll be exciting as well. Hoping, in many ways, I'm almost sort of hoping one of Nightmare win and Virtus Pro win, and one of them lose, so we get more Korea versus West, and we can really sort of filter out who's the best. I'm excited it's going to be at LAN as well, in terms of we're going to be in the arena for it as well, so get some walkouts for the VP and Nightmare guys. I was wishing, am I going to watch... Where's that one? Last week's great patch of weather, sadly. Looks like rain in the middle of the week. Sad face. Okay. We'll enjoy it while we can. Hi, I've never watched your stuff live. Been waiting for Overwatch. Oh, hi, Roy. Roy 2010. Welcome. Yeah, it should be excited for this. It's lining up to be a good day. I'm actually... It's so bright. I'm getting... Unbelievably, I'm getting flashback a little bit. Oh, thank you, Magnolia.
Is Horu done?
Who are you done? Or is he just beginning? He's done on way. So it's worth noting for rosters we're going to get, as well as obviously getting to see Nightmare and Virtus Pro against the Korean teams. Oh, look at my hands. How much sun there is. Look how shiny my hands are. I promise you I'm not an MDMA. It's just my hands are genuinely shiny. Sorry, I got distracted. Distracted by my own shiny hands. What I was saying is, as well as getting to watch Nightmare and Virtus Pro against the Western team, against the Korean teams, which will be very exciting, we also get our first look at the new T1 and new Wei. Obviously, only minor changes, really, or a couple of players. Wei have replaced Who Are You, who has gone to Gen G, with Top Dragon. It's sort of essentially been a straight swap. Maybe the good news for Wei, depending on how you look at it, is they actually get to keep everyone else. Their backline, Maka and Lee Soo-min, who are a big part of their success in Stage 1, on top of Who Are You. They all stay. Peppy is still there. T1 on the other hand, we've got Donghack and Proud still, as we expect. Viper and Zest still. Vigilante joins Skewed, replacing Opener. So Skewed is probably expected to sort of fill the Lucio role when he has to. So backline looking stronger for T1. We'll wait and see how much of a difference making that really is for them. Nuclear reaction hands. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's just for Sun. Are we going to see more Zarya? I don't anticipate much Zarya. I think we are in from... I watched a couple of scrims. I think we're in a very, very Winston heavy, very bit of Hazard. You know, maybe some maps will still have their own unique looks, like certain rounds of control and stuff like this. But I think for the most part, we're in Winston Town. Obviously, Virtus Pro not going to be in Winston Town. So really interesting what Virtus Pro's answer to this sort of meta is. How much do they lean into the Ram? How much do they lean into the Diva? But for teams like Nightmare, I expect Kufra's going to play Hazard, he's going to play Winston, and they're going to go sort of toe-to-toe in a lot of these setups. Oh yeah, ONSIDE Gaming also have Jasmine as well. For those who don't know, ONSIDE Gaming was FTG from the first, from Stage 1. You can see him here, Jasmine coming in, Vinny Kiviz also coming in, Sunjin and Prophet. Actually a pretty good team. Pretty good team, so I don't think they're going to be a pushover for T1, even though still very much anticipate T1 to win in this first game. That reminds me, speaking of anticipating who's going to win, should do some kind of predictions, eh? Let's see, start prediction. Who will win? Map 1. Oh, we're going to get some walkouts as well. Let's crank it a little for the walkouts.
워낙에 좀 기대를 많이 받았던 팀이고 또 이제 파트너 팀이잖아요. 그러다 보니까 본인들이 지금 이때까지 거뒀던 성적에 만족하지 못할 거예요. 그래서 그런 것들이 리빌딩 이벤트 직후에 이
Hunter is in Korea, yeah. Yeah.
플레이오프 1라운드에서 기다리고 있었던 T1이었었거든요.
All the teams are in Korea. All the teams that are going to the major are in Korea.
스타일에 대한 변모가 좀 예상되고 있습니다.
T1 with their F1 jackets on. Alright, let me tuck into this sandwich as well. Get my breakfast in me for this first game.
플레이 양상은 좀 바뀌지 않았을까 싶습니다. 상대인 온사이드 게이밍이 죽이겠다. 뭐 이런 표현까지 했는데 T1은 이것이 너와 나의 눈높이 차이다. 이걸 좀 시전해야 돼요. 아, 그렇죠. 어쨌든 온사이드 게임을 이번에 새롭게 또 이제 변모해서 준비하는 팀이기 때문에 보여줄게 많아요.
Yeah, so many good games today. It's going to be a good day of Overwatch. Here's our other side, ONSIDE Gaming. Vinny bringing up the rear.
예, 살벌한데요. 확실히 유니폼까지 갖춰진 느낌이 딱
In their polos. Look at behind the polos, actually.
있었죠. 자스민 선수까지 좀 들어오게 되면서 조금 더
Yeah, it was quite nice. Look at behind an ONSIDE Gaming polo. Ham and cheese sandwich this morning. I'm not in the audience, no. Watching from abroad. Yeah, games are super early today. Games are super early today. But then tomorrow we got, that's for final at 10:30, but 9 AM, so 2 hours later than today tomorrow. When do the white boys play? We're gonna get 2 all-Korea matches in our sort of quarterfinals. So in about 2 games time, so maybe like 3 hours or something. So if you want to get yourself breakfast, want to get yourself a midnight snack, whatever time zone you're in, you got time.
선수가 그러면 어떻게 활용될 것인지 일단 안 하면 무조건 쓰일 것 같아서 누가 안 할지도 궁금하고요. 그렇습니다. 자, 온사이드 게이밍도 나오고 있는데요. 선준 프로펫, 자스민 키비스 빈다임이에요. 특히나 이제 리빌딩이 많이 되긴 했잖아요. 그러니까 뭐 딜러 라인은 둘째치고
Proud v Prophet, who's better? Proud for sure. For sure, Proud.
여기서의 조정이 얼마나 좀 잘 녹아들지가
You can't obviously rule out Mr. 11 on some of these heroes, but it's got to be Proud overall.
프로 라인업 대결 나옵니다.
They ask about the patch, what patch they're playing on. They're playing on, I think it's still live patch now. I think it's still the live patch now. They won't be playing with Freya though. Is Willie's team playing? He's Hazard actually S tier. No Willie's today. We'll see him in the... Wait, did he... Yeah, we'll see him in the promotion relegation games, right? That's going to be Sunday night. Or Sunday night European time. But if you want more Overwatch action, we've got more Overwatch action as well. Because as well as SOOP Cup in the morning today, we're going to have SOOP Cup in the morning tomorrow. And we're going to have the promotion relegation games in both EMEA and North America last night as well. So it's a good weekend of Overwatch. A nice little anticipation. Nice little, what's it called? Amatif? What's like a fancy word for a little like wetting the appetite thing you get in restaurants? I think it's not aperitif. I feel like that's for aperitif is for drink. But whatever that correct word is, imagine I said the correct word, and then that's what this weekend is for the Hangzhou LAN.
FTG에서 든든한 서포터 역할을 해주었던 비질란테 선수가 이제는 T1의 비질란테로 돌아왔잖아요. 오늘의 매치업 비질란테 선수 좀 감회가 새로울
Amuse bouche, thank you Aegis. Amuse bouche is what I was thinking of. Yeah, type of amuse bouche is like the fancy word. It's when amuse bouche is when you get to a restaurant and they give you like just a little like a sort of one bite thing to whet the appetite.
가보자라고 얘기가 나왔다고 합니다. 온사이드 게이밍 지난 경기에서 T1과의 매치가
Thank you Malarkey for the 2 months. Welcome back.
선수의 POTM 인터뷰가 아주 인상적이었는데요. 기억나시나요?
네.
뭐라고 했었죠 그때?
죽여버리겠다고 했습니다.
네 맞습니다. T1을 이기겠다는 마음가짐 정말 활활 불타올랐던 인터뷰였는데요.
Are we cerebral today? Yeah, feeling cerebral. Ham and cheese sandwich for perfect cerebral breakfast to help that brain be fully functioning. You got the double donk? Man, I was hitting. I should have played more. Should have played more loose cannon the other day when we played TF2. I've actually, whatever's happened, I'm better at donks than I've ever been before.
오늘 좀 많은 좀 포인트가 있을 것 같네요. 자, 승리를 향한 마음이 두 팀 모두 활활 불타오르고 있습니다. 양 팀이 생각하는 서로의 경기력, 서로 로스터.
Is Proud better than Flora? I think so, yeah. I think Proud and Donk Hack on these players, I think, fit in super high talent, even if their recent results haven't really lived up to that billing. Do I need TF2 coaching? I probably could. I reckon I've got a bit of knowledge in that game, a bit of experience. Is there any hope for VP? Like, is there a decent off-tank counter comp to Winston? Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do. I've not seen any of their scrims, but I've heard it's actually been going well. I guess what can I say without giving up too much? I will say one of the Western teams has beaten Crazy Raccoon in scrims, so it's all just scrims, you know, etc., etc. Match day will always be different. But if anybody wants some cope, there's room to cope. I'm just saying. I know we've been down this road. Look. I know we've been down this road before. But I'm saying there's a little bit of kindling, a little bit of tinder to reignite the cope.
오늘 또 여기는 선준 선수의 캐리력 두고 보도록 하겠습니다. 자, 이렇게 양 팀의 대표분들과 인터뷰 나눠봤는데요. 맵 세트도 확인해 보시죠.
Oh yeah, I heard Nikki was doing a drunk stream. What did I miss the stream? What's the goss from the drunk horse's mouth?
실생활로 치면은 우리 회사 와라 빈자리 났다. 그리고 본인이 이제 경력직으로 다른 회사로 가버린. 이미 합격은 해놓고 불러놓은 거 아니에요 지금? 그럴 수도 있겠네요. 예. 네. 원만한 합의가 이루어지길 바라겠고요. 그렇습니다. 네. 오늘 대결 구도가 좀 흥미롭네요. 앞서서 인터뷰에서 바이퍼 선수는 초대 수컵 우승자 제스트가 있다. 유관력 기대한다. 그리고 자스민 선수는 미움받을 용기 선준이 있다. 사실 저희가 인터뷰하기 전에 프로 라인업의 그 히트스캔 대결도 궁금하다 이런 말씀.
We do this every LAN. Why bother coping? Come on, Bank. It's part of the experience. Thank you, friend A23 for the 3 months. It's part of the experience. What is the point of having to have your hopes dashed? You need to build up your hopes, but it's all about the emotional journey. Ham and cheese, add some wrinkles to the rain first thing in the morning. Doctor recommended. I know, Nathan. Thank you. Someone else has been talking to their nutritionist about this. What if Chris sneaks into China and starts destroying monitors with a giant slingshot? It's possible. You can't rule these things out.
바이퍼 선수가 얘기한 대로 3대1, 3대0 각각 승리를 거뒀었던 T1이었습니다. 근데 그만큼 본인들의 좀 단계를 설정을 해놓은 게 먼저 T1이었었어요. 그렇죠. 근데 이름을 바꿔서 왔잖아요, FTG가. 네. 온사이드 게이밍으로. 그 야구 좋아하시니까 안 풀리면 개명하잖아요. 성명학. 맞아요.
팀에도 성명학이 있어요.
맞아요. 예.
따라갈 수 있습니다.
오늘 온사이드 뭐 원사이드 이런 느낌을 보여줘야 됩니다.
Wasn't Falcons getting shit on in scrims leading up to the last time? Yeah. The match day is always different, and Crazy Raccoon Falcons very often a different beast on match day. But scrims also aren't worth nothing, right? It proves there's a possibility. Nightmare played quite late, Pazzo. I think they're the last match of the day. So you're probably looking at like 4, maybe even 5 hours, honestly. Oh no, they have a third game, so closer to 3 actually. Closer to 3 for Nightmare. And Virtus Pro will be our last game of the day. That's like maybe like closer to 5 hours out. Oh, thank you.
Good morning, sir.
Morning Italian music. Thank you for the prime. Particular region we're watching today, so we're gonna get 2 all-Korean games and then 2 Korea versus West games. Just sub to Uncoachable. Is Oren the only one that asked? No, there's other people ask questions. Oren is dominant, you know, in terms of quantity. Not always quality, but he's dominant in terms of quantity. Honestly, I actually thought, well, I mean, so excuse me while I toot my own trumpet, but I hear it. I actually thought the last Q&A we did was one of our better ones. I actually enjoyed that. I thought we put together a decent little Q&A. Hey Pineapple, why aren't Falcons or Crazy Raccoon invited? Yeah, I'm not sure about this because someone told me 9K said they weren't invited, but I don't know if he actually meant they weren't invited or they just rejected the invite. I guess it could be either, right? But I'd be a bit surprised if I didn't even invite him. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, the one that feels like the most obvious explanation in my head is they were invited, but then they turned it down. Dildux declined their invite. Very, very gracious of you to let Nightmare play the tournament before their LAN. You watched 3 hours of a Q&A essay? Can't I regret it? Do you mean you can't regret it, or you can't regret it? There we go. Yeah, worth? Okay, good news. Yeah, the last Q&A I really enjoyed. I thought that was one of our better ones. All right, Lijiang Tower band's coming in. We're jumping straight into it. First look at T1, Vigilante on T1. Sorry, I missed some of Scrim talk. What are we saying? Wife and I started watching the studio. It's pretty funny. Thanks for recommending it. Oh, I have not watched episode 4 yet, but the first 3 episodes I thought were actually all top class. I've got Alpha, our producer, of Uncoachable as well, watching it as 2. I think Chrissy's going to try it. So, actually, yeah. Actually, my favourite show at the moment, for sure. Episode 4 was pretty good. Episode 4 was your favourite? Fuck, okay. We were going to watch it last night, but we were doing wedding stuff, so we didn't get round to it, so we're going to watch it today at some point, maybe in the evening. Yeah, I mean, it's a top quality show. If anyone hasn't watched it, it's Seth Rogen plays a movie studio producer. Who basically, he wants to make good, you know, high quality movies, but he obviously has to balance that with the pressures and the money making tendency of working for a movie studio. And it's really funny, really well made. Nice little, gives a lot of like behind the scenes type stuff. Yeah, I mean, I know some people, Hunter is one of them, like, oh, Seth Rogen, it's just gonna be, he's just gonna make bong jokes, right? No, it's not like that at all. Really would recommend at least giving it a go. If you like episode 1, you'll like the whole thing. Oh, alright. So, first look at Vigilante on T1. Going to see Jasmine and Onside Gaming. We saw a little bit of this last week as well. Let's get this volume cranked. Let me get my volume balance in line. We can jump straight in. Okay, hopefully that's like decent volume balance. It's going to be Paul coming out from T1. Proud on the Tracer, Zest on the Farah. Early Rocket's going to slam into Profit. Defensive nade from Kivi's trying to keep him alive. Jasmine with some pressure onto Diana. Will get slept up. Vigi good for that one, but Benef for follow-up. They trade for back. backline. Both Anna's down. 3v3 as the dust starts to settle. Prophet's going to get dived on by Zest. Skewed comes through with Lucio. Thank you, Cartman, as well for the prime. Bold indeed. Ain't pretty loud. I can still hear me turn the volume up. Yeah. Okay, hopefully that's a little bit better. But alright, expect this to see we're on Lucio Anna, right? So really going to be a very tough life for the Annas. They've got to get their value where they can take it. They're going to have to absolutely scrap for their lives. But right now, Onside Gaming, they've cleared out Dojo, they've got a kill, and they are all over Vigilante into the well he goes. Vindane versus Vigilante. Some brother on brother violence. And it's going to be an easy retake for Onside Gaming, who are leaning into the Diva, which is maybe very interesting when we start to think about how Virtus Pro are going to tackle a very Winston heavy meta. Quick retake, and T1 just didn't really seem to respond there at all. They were able to bully all that space very quickly. And once they get that side of a map, they have full access to Vigilante. They take him down. Instead, it's going to be a retake now. How on earth has Vindane died to Crowd so early on? Zest is going to take for above angle as Donghack comes in for the slam. Body shot will slow him down. Donghack has been slept up back as well. He has mines and he's got Crowd helping him there on Tracer. But Zest, he's had to back up. Not really that involved. Sundred is threatening the backline. Zest is marking that one out. Mines come out onto the backline and Prophet's been separated from his Anna. An easy kill for Crowd. They can start forcing the objective in a little bit. Sundred will keep it contested, but they are getting bled out now. Their Anna's really forced back. And you're going to see this quite often for the Annas, is they're going to want to play around this bridge position. Oh, go on, Proud. Sundred takes it back. Nano comes out to Jasmine. They don't want to give up a ghost yet. Jasmine is contested, but how on earth can he find kills in this situation? Half HP, has bomb. Trying to get pocket from main. The beat comes out. They kill the baby. They kill the Sojin. The beat from Skewed will push him over top. Retake for T1. Casters like that one. And we're going to see, what I was going to say is we're going to see the Annas in a lot of similar positions where they both want to play this bridge area, but as soon as they get some pressure, if they're forced to DP bridge, they'll lose a lot of their line of sight. So the Annas really have to play quite a high-risk position here. You can see Donghack's going to roll through early. Zest was trying to line up a barrage, but Prophet sees him coming. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Still control of the choke. They can mark point as well. Sunjin trying to do that. Jasmine's going to get involved. Forces Skewed back. A sleep and a boot onto Donghack, but he's going to be able to get back on. But it means this Nano's not going to get quite the value he wants, but they find the kill on Sunjin regardless. Now Donghack is on the backline. Another boop. Back onto the map again. Harassing the backline. They're playing inside, which means they're quite safe from the ball in here, but Donghack's going to get involved anyway, and Skew's going to send Kiwis off the map. Safer from the ball, not safer from the boot. And they maintain control of the point. It's going to be one more retake for Onside Gaming. Limited ults with which to do it. Maybe a bit of Pulse Bomb magic can open it up, but they are getting harassed early. They're going to have a minefield dropped on them on this rotation as well. Very difficult retake for Onside Gaming. You can see there Lucio Tracer trying to move onto point now. Crowd is already there. Ready to take this fight. He's got support from Skewed in this as well. Pulse Bomb available. Both Tracers, that is. Tracer battle continues. Donghack continues to mark point. And now Proud, he ignores the Tracer 1v1. He wants the Pulse Bomb. It's good onto Kiwis. Kiwis was 96% on Nano, so no Nano coming through either. The dive is good. They have to lose. They have to sacrifice Vigilante a bit. But now they will collapse back onto point T1. They've got huge numbers and heal advantage. Jasmine's going to need all sorts of miracles with this bomb. The beat's going to come through. They're going to kill the baby. Well handled by T1. They are good for the first round. Alright. Proud getting it done on the Tracer here. Always talk about this, don't we, in terms of hit scans being forced onto a Tracer role or a Flex DPS role. What level can they really achieve? And Proud going toe-to-toe with Sunjin right now. A player as well who's got a bit of hit scan in him as well, even though probably a Flex DPS more by trade. Obviously a pretty good comp in many ways for T1. You get Vigilante on the Anna, you get Donghack on the ball. Skewed Lucio looked really reasonable as well through all of this. Now it's going to be the big test. Skewed obviously gives them a lot of big advantages in terms of when they want to play, say, Anna Kiri or even Anna Brig. Remember Skewed playing Brig on Gladiators. Very strong. But the Lucio is always going to be the big test. It's going to be Hazard from Jasmine here. The wall is going to do so much damage. The Genji Lucio completely isolated. Zest will fall, Skewed will live, but a player down already. They're Genji down no less. They're going to slow it down. Will be Hazard on this smaller map now.
자, 여기에서 이제 대치하다가 레이건 변수의 프라우드에서
Full rail for Profit as they're going to try and get the first flip. Point hasn't unlocked yet, so T1 can actually contest this, and Proud's going to win the duel, and that's going to give them a lot of room to work with. Nade gets so much done onto Proud. They try and swing onto Coast to live, but Sunjin chases that one down. Now coming back in, onto the point dash through, just so much damage, and Vinny can finish that kill. Sunjin now eyeing up, Donghak half HP, only Lucio heals to work with, so nowhere for Donghak to go. And despite Proud providing the opening pick, they set up really nicely. The nade is the big difference maker there from Kibbies. Sets up Sunjin for that first kill. Then they get all the space. Anna, Lucio again. Same thing we talked about on Garden here in terms of, well, they're going to have very vulnerable Annas. Proud, farming up another rail for the retake here. Trying to swing onto point. Jasmine's going to hold the choke. Nade comes through. Defensive nade from Vigi. Doesn't catch all that much. And Profit's going to find the shot in main. You see Jasmine happy to tank a lot of that damage. Now the beat from Skewed. They want to turn it 4v5. Jasmine is still low. Nano comes out, saves Jasmine's life. Sleep is good onto Donghak. They'll assassinate that one. Really well played by Kibbies. Gets the Nano off just in the nick of time to save Jasmine. And you can kind of see what ONSIDE Gaming want to do. They want to have that hazard control, the white room, the sort of the top of that slope, contain the area there, and then that allows Sunjin and Profit to play more aggressive from point side, try and catch someone, find damage, find an open pick there. Now the retake, the advantage for ONSIDE Gaming, Nano advantage for T1, will be DPS in the mix for this too. Nade's going to come out early onto Donghak, slow him down. Proud trying to make some space, all over Skewed. Sunjin, nice little kill onto Skewed there. Denies this push very quickly. It's going to be a one and done, but a very efficient fight for ONSIDE Gaming. Just one ult invested, quick reset. T1 do have ult advantage now coming back, obviously, but they only got one more shot at this retake, and Proud trying to play aggressively here. They're getting involved, they have to amp away. They're running towards point. They've not found any kills on this rotation, so now ONSIDE, they're going to back all the way up to point. Nano engage available for Vigi. Can even Nano overclock if they want. There's going to be a Nano onto Zest instead. Proud is sliding back. Defensive Nano. Downpour comes out. Catches for Lucio. Vinny's in so much trouble. Tries to get it off. They still trade 2 kills as a result, but Donghak gets so many kills following up with that Downpour. Zest still has the blade. Won't need it. And T1 get themselves back onto this. Jasmine's still lurking around the point, but is outnumbered. He's got Lucio support. Actually, Sojo's back there first. We're just going to get a 3v3 onto this. Overclock available for Profit. Will pop it as they commit in. Blade now over the top. Anti comes through, so Zest will take that overclock down before Profit even gets a chance. Nano was attempted to come out from Kibbies, but didn't save him. Kibbies is 1 HP, and Scooter's going to keep coming. They'll follow that one up, and T1 salvage that. Good blade from Zest. Deflect going to get another kill, and T1 get themselves a foothold. Jasmine female? No. Just a Korean player named Jasmine. Retake coming through now. The advantage for Skewed here, and a chance for T1 to really try and equalize the percentage. Send us towards the last fight. Amp's going to come in, sleep onto Jasmine here. Half HP, Nade will come through as well. Jasmine in so much trouble. They beat over the top as well. 2 for Skewed and all of that. Vescucio getting it done. Vigilante will have a Nano for this next fight as well, and ONSIDE Gaming, they're just left a little bit short of some of these key ultimates they want. They're going to have to try and push through this Nano. They're going to be forced to touch as well. Nano onto Donghak here could go particularly hard. Walking through, Nano through now onto Donghak. Damage coming in, Proud will find one, Zest will find one, but Nano gets its job done. And it looks all of a sudden, despite their good start on this map, that T1 are going to be good to close out Lijiang Tower. It's going to be a desperate touch. Sunjin's going to have the blade, but he's going to have to pop it early just to try and crack open this defense. Vinny, they're so close to some of their ults if they can get it, but they need to extend the round. They need to get the touch, and this is where it might fall apart for ONSIDE Gaming. Can they keep their players alive? Lucio is going for the touch. That has been marked. Vinny is going nowhere, won't be able to get up to beat. Jasmine gets the touch in main, but they're desperate for these ultimates. They're trying to play for the Nano Blade. Kibbies has it now. Downpour comes out. Nano Blade is for cool. Sunjin trying to clutch. Finds one. All over Donghak. Finds 2. Sojin in the corner. 3 for Sunjin. He's done it. They got the touch. They got the Nano Blade off. And Sunjin has tied us up 1-1. It looked like T1 were in a great position to clutch that. But Kibbies, no Lucio, gets the touch in time. We'll go into a quick pause.
뭔가 문제가 있군요. 근처에 비가 와요.
아 맞네 오늘 비가 오죠 지금.
네, 비가 와서 장비들이 좀 그럴 수 있습니다.
네. 비 오는 날만 좀 그래요.
네.
Tilt pause.
비 오는 날 막 정전기가
It's like one of the admins immediately
비 오는
with
날
some of the
장비를
ONSIDE gaming
그럴
players
수 있습니다.
trying to fix the issues.
쪽인가요?
Yeah, good clutch from Sunjun. I really thought that retake was... We see it so often, right? When we get to the final few percentage in Flashpoint and Control, and the teams have to touch, and they're stretching for it, they're trying to... You know, we saw like Vinny having to go coast, trying to do a rollout to get the touch. He gets killed immediately while trying to do that. Jasmine gets the touch in main. As soon as you start doing that and you have to really stretch everyone out, forced to touch, you can really be vulnerable. You just get killed before you get a chance to hit your ult. But Kivitz just gets it in time, gets it onto Sunjun, and then Sunjun does the rest. Can't ask for more. 3 kills with the nano blade, clutches it out.
자 어쨌든 T1과 온사이드 게이밍.
Sunjun, he was. I don't think he was in North America, but he was playing on North America. He was on. Were they called Timeless at the time?
위험한 상황들이 분명히
I think it was Timeless at the time.
키비스가 나노 강화제를 완성을 시켰었고 그걸 선준한테
But yeah,
줬었어요. 그래서
Korean, and he played on. Well, they were called FTG in stage 1, but very similar roster to OnSide Gaming.
그 전턴에도 나노 겐지가 아니라 나노 해저드로 가면서 가시 소나기까지 당긴 것도 되게 좀 좋은 판단이었거든요. 근데 그 이제
Oh, TSM, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, a different T, a different T.
온사이드 게임이 좀 잘 풀어낸 감이 없잖아 있고요.
그렇습니다. 확실히
Oh, I missed a question from Nathan. I am paying attention to YouTube chat. What do I think of the bans? Yeah, I don't think the most impactful. Obviously, we saw it was Cass. Cass got taken out. I think we will see quite a lot of Cass, especially when people are playing the Winston version or like a Winston and a plus something. We'll see a lot more Cass because the ability to punish for Winston is so strong. For the Cass, obviously, slight buff in terms of his damage fall off has been. Well, his damage fall off is now a little bit less, so he can do more damage. Why ban Cass? Some of it will just be the map. I think in reality, Sojourn is still viable. We'll still see Sojourn. We'll see Ashe in places. We'll see Cass in a lot of places. It will come a lot more down to the map. I think in general that what will happen, with the exception of maybe certain teams like Virtus Pro who want to avoid the Winston/Hazard matchup, maybe not so for Hazard matchup, but the Winston matchup in particular, is I think I'm not sure how impactful bans will be in the Hangzhou Major next week or in this tournament here, because I think there's going to be a lot of both teams are quite happy to play similar compositions. Virtus Pro is probably the most interesting one in terms of do they want to force it away from Winston. Is Circuit in the map pool? Yeah, I believe we're using the Hangzhou map pool for this, which where am I going? Which does include Circuit Royale. Wait, maybe not. I think this is wrong actually. I think if I go to the, I think we're just playing the Hangzhou map pool because obviously a lot of the teams playing in this are playing at the major as well and therefore want to practice this map pool. So I think we're playing this map pool, which does obviously include Circuit Royale as well.
야, 시험 기간 최고의 선택. 그렇죠. 지금 시험 기간이라니까요.
아 그래요?
지난주에 막 공부를 하신 분들이 계셔가지고
네.
그래가지고 제가 아까 말씀드린 건데 자스민 보러 오셨다고 시험 기간 때.
시험 기간 되게 빠르네요. 4월 초가 시험 기간이구나.
Cheers, Coleman.
역시
이제 그 정해설이 학교를 안 다닌 지 꽤 오래돼가지고.
그죠? 이제 한 8년 됐죠.
The imported players tariffed? Not yet.
네, 저는 이제 장기선수와 반대의 길을 걸었거든요.
아 학교를 안 다니고.
그쵸. 지수님은 어떻게든 그
Circuit's huge though. A good map pick. Yeah, I think it's a really nice map pick if you don't want to play to try and force different compositions alongside the bands. There's a nice option there, right? We even saw, you think all the way back to the Esports World Cup, even SSG, who struggled in general at the event, were able to have like Circuit Royale was like a pretty big like slam dunk for them. Craig, give some codes for SOOP. No, SOOP is sort of a separate entity to OWCS, so the codes will get added in the same way. I can have an ask though, see if I can find some codes from somewhere. Yeah, EU NA system, so Suravasa will be in the hybrid pool.
이제 1세트의 승자는 3라운드에서 결정납니다.
So some interesting options there, like if you want to play Flashpoint and then you get a chance to pick Circuit Royale, maybe you can take away some of these really Winston-friendly maps if you are Virtus Pro. Going into the unpause now.
처음에 정원했던 거랑 좀 비슷한 양상으로 가게 되는 거라 픽만 놓고 봤을 때는요. 네.
Marble starved. Yeah, but you know, deferred gratification. The longer we wait, the greater the reward will be. We'll be going on to Night Market now. Winston from Jasmine, Baller from Donghack. Donghack's going to roll out to coast immediately. Playing from point, looking like he wants to go onto the flank. Just a slam onto the Winston here, will take some free damage. Jasmine will be forced to jump to the side. You can see they've got this pretty wide angle early on for Profit. Jasmine is with that as well, and when they play this inside area, this is hard for Donghack to engage properly. And we can see a Farah dive comes in. Kivers is in so much trouble. Defensive nade, but there's just no pocket. That's going to be the Ana killed. Profit has found a kill. Both teams just pushing the enemy backline, maybe at the sacrifice of their own. But Vigi's actually found that kill onto Profit. Sunjun's going to dive in. Low Tracer in the back. Sunjun converts that one. Vinny is on the run. He's got out on 1 HP, but Jasmine also needs help on point. Defensive bubble. Desperately trying to heal up. Donghack's forced him away. They have the space on point and skewed even with a cheeky boot kill as well. Vinny's going to fight. It's very chaotic. I expect to see this a lot when people are playing Lucio Ana. Lucio always has the option, as well as peeling, to join the dive, essentially. Pocket his Tracer in, pocket his Sojourn in, like we saw Vindane doing there for Profit, but what this leaves is a very vulnerable Ana at the back. We're going to see, again, the Ana's been left really far behind. Zest is going to ditch that Ana and take the fight on point. It's going to be a late swing from Kivis, but that means minimal healing at the back of the point. Zero healing at the back of the point now. Vindane has died. We're going to have to rely on Kivis in main, but now T1, they know the Ana's there. They're going to turn their attention on him. Sleep lands again onto Donghack, but all the while, Kivis has not been able to heal anyone. Look at Kivis' ult charge. So slow. He's just getting completely zoned by Donghack. Donghack's not killing him. He's being slept every time. But he's stopping that Ana having a direct involvement or direct line of pocket to his team. Now the Echo swap from Profit, trying to bully us out. It's going to be a big coast swing from Profit. Will be fully committed, hit some sticks, needs a bit of pocket coming through now. Jasmine is there with him, flying onto the high ground. Kivitz will die in the back, Zest is taking care of that. Again, Kivitz just cannot get into this game right now. Pulse bomb's a miss from Sunjun, but he's going to try and do it the old-fashioned way. Vinny's there for the follow-up, will finish the job. Now Mine's on point, Jasmine doesn't have self-destruct yet. Vinny's going to have to fight a Tracer now, but the Baby Diva is killed immediately. And Vinny, he can't fight the Tracer because he's getting 2v1'd. And T1 in complete control of this. And ONSIDE Gaming, it's a little bit hopeless. They've not even got Nano yet. Thank you, Wolfman, for the 10 months. Welcome back. One more retake. Donghack's harassing them in spawn. They have to make this one work. They have the beat. Zest is still marking this top left angle, and it looks like ONSIDE Gaming, they want to take the far side. Play through the Mega. Maybe they can take their analyst side as well, but he's going to dive in for the touch. Rico has been forced onto Proud. Barrage into the back. Profit is dead. Defensive Nano, and Kivers turns for kill, but they've lost their DPS. Can anyone touch? Vinny's going to have to be responsible. He dies. Oh, disaster round for ONSIDE Gaming. It ends not with a bang, but with a whimper. And yeah, just a bad approach. A bad approach to that map in terms of just a bad approach to getting their Ana in. Just got done at Universal Studios, a sight for sore eyes. Did you enjoy it? Oh, what's the clean feed? Hold on, Max is messaging me.
그렇습니다. 그래서 첫 번째 세트였던 리장타워는 T1이 가져가면서 1대0으로 앞서 나가는 상황을 만들어냈습니다. 이어지는 두 번째 세트는 어떻게 될지 저희는 잠시 후 돌아와서 2세트 이어드리겠습니다.
Morning, San. What would have to happen to me to open loot boxes? Ooh. Would I get pregnant if I could? No, I don't think so. Thanks for the question, though. Do I even have any loot boxes? I have no idea, actually. I can't remember the last time I checked. You've hit a loss streak in Match Masters. I think I'm washed. May retire. It was a beautiful Thursday peak though. Just hopped on. House for Scusio. Pretty good actually. Looked really fine. No egregious deaths. Seems to be supporting everyone when he needs it. Beats all went off without a hitch. Only a map in, but early signs are promising. Stop empregging me. What was I? Sorry, I just saw an actual Overwatch question. How does Proud's Tracer compare as far as hit scan Tracer goes? Yeah, I think okay. I think still probably on the better side of it, but also as soon as we hit, probably not as good as Lip, definitely not as good as Stalker. So anyone with a true double flex DPS lineup will still beat him, but it's not too bad there. How would I make T1 competitive with the top 3? Yeah, I think the big problem for T1 is if you want to make yourself competitive with the top 3. I kind of think the same is true for Zeta as well. Like if Zeta really wants to tackle Falcons and Crazy Raccoon, I don't know if there is the player pool to make it happen without breaking up Falcons or Crazy Raccoon, without like taking a player away to sort of weaken them, strengthen you. But that's just impossible, right? They lost Smurf. Yeah, unfortunately, it needs to be more. The Han Binston has been an unexpected successful replacement. I'm reliably informed we're going to be seeing much more Han Binston over the coming week as well. So stay tuned for that one. Esperanza for the next map.
에스페란자로 선택이 됐습니다. 온사이드 게이밍이 선택한 전장입니다.
조합을 좀 봐야겠는데요. 벤의 구도랑 이게 옛날에 벤이 없었을 때는 이스페란자는 그냥 윈스턴 하나브리를 쓰기 위한 전장으로 많이 대두가 됐었는데 최근에 이제 키리코 핑크도 상당히 좀 많이
Han Binston gonna dominate for real. I mean, you know, he's had more practice, more experience. Every little helps.
나뉘기 때문에 벤으로 좀 의도를 봐야 될 것 같아요.
말씀해주신 것처럼 벤이 어떤 식으로 되느냐에 따라서 뭐 조합이라든지 전술이라든지 이런 게 좀 변화가 될 것 같은데 앞선 1세트에서는 T1이 캐서디를 밴을 했던 것을 좀
Are someone Merit and Violet all looking for team? I think Violet is actively looking for team. I don't know what's happening with someone and Merit because they're not actively looking, but nobody knows what's actually happened to them. It's we'll probably find out after the Sage 1 playoffs. I think we'll get we'll probably hopefully get some clarity on that.
탱커 쪽이 아니라 그쵸 딜러 쪽이 고민이 되겠죠. 왜냐면
You're looking for a team as well. Add Aiken to the list as well.
계속 수면 쪽도 들어가고 붙는 식이 됐는데 그 볼과 함께
Tom's got it pinned. Nice. We'll get you a team, Aiken. Maybe with someone Merit and Violet.
파라 쪽을 좀 걷어내는 느낌이고요.
아나벤입니다. 각각
They're all joining Vesta.
밴하면서
The rumors have begun.
준비하게 됐어요.
Maybe Violet was trolling. Always possible, right? Always possible.
주도도 쓸 수 있고 뭐 그냥 키리코 놓고 난전을 가도 되고 선택지가 많다라고 생각을 하고 있는 것 같아요. 자 이러면 일단 벤 코드는 저는 T1이 조금 더 좋아 보이긴 하거든요.
I think we should drop Infected and sign someone. Yeah, I mean, the truth is, I kind of feel the same when Violet said he was looking for team. When you talk about players of the caliber of Violet and someone, they're basically an upgrade for almost any team, right? Maybe exceptional Crazy Raccoon and Falcons. Even obviously Falcons wouldn't sniff at a proper Winston player, but they'd upgrade every team. So I think like if they're available, everyone should at least consider it, right? Explore the option. A proper on Winston? No, a proper Winston, not the proper on Winston. Maybe they're gonna sign Merit so proper can Winston. Maybe that's the solution. Maybe we've stumbled across the truth to us all. Alright, over onto Esperanza. going to be an Ana ban coming out from T1 in response to the Pharah ban. Obviously, ONSIDE don't really want to play any Pharah themselves, but don't really want Prophet to be forced off hit scan where he went Echo on that previous map. So, seems reasonable enough for ONSIDE to ban back. We'll have Jasmine playing Winston. No Ana, so it's going to be Kiri Lucio backlines. Of course, though, Donghak is going to be on Winston. He's going to be having no problem. Interesting to note, it seems to be Sojourn is the initial option here as opposed to Cass. Maybe some of that has to do with the fact that we're on Kiri Lucio rather than Ana Brig. Cass Ana Brig works a little bit better than Kiri Lucio Cass, even though both versions can work. Later bubble from Jasmine, but Donghak manages to step back in time. Sage is above, but it's actually harassment coming behind. Sojourn's going to go, so Jasmine's going to keep going forward. Proud dead early, both Sojourns fall. Donghak's going to try and reposition around the other side, stabilize. He's on half HP. Jasmine has the high ground. Donghak can't really keep fighting for this. Has to slow it down, has to heal up. Slight positional advantage for ONSIDE as both Sojourns are going to start rolling out again. Jasmine is forced to back jump. Zest moving up now, looking for the Lucio, misses the blink melee. Later bubble for Jasmine, bubbles off some of those heals, forces the TP out. Zest is going to have to re-peek, pressure. Tracer's fighting on the side, Sojourn and Zest running into each other, doesn't quite have recall yet. Zest fighting that one, Donghak's going to get onto the Sojourn, all over this Sojourn. Will take down Prophet again, Sojourn's both dead again. 4 deaths so far, all of them Sojourn on this one. Kitsune Rush comes out first for Vigilante. Still desperate trades, Donghak's going to clean up the Kiriko behind. Tracer to worry about still, and Donghak's got plenty of HP for this. Even looking for the late kill onto Sojourn. Him and Zest will secure that one. And the quick Kitsune really proves the difference maker for T1 in what was a very, very long fight. Poor old Sojourns. Can't catch a break. Look at this, 45 and 47% ult. They've barely shot a rail. Support ult advantage now for ONSIDE Gaming. They'll have both of them, whereas Omi and Lucio, they're going to beat aggressively, actually. Kitsune Rush and beat in response. Vinny's beat catches everyone, though, so T1 are going to have to slow this down. Primal's nearly in play for both Winstons. Sojourn's both dead again. They just can't live. Donghak doesn't quite have it yet, but Sunjun's pulse bomb does more. 2 kills for Sunjun. Pressure onto Donghak. He has the Primal if he wants to clutch, but with Vigi going down, I think he'll just have to accept a death on point here. Backline just about lives. And ONSIDE Gaming will now get the cart back, moving their favour. Primal versus Primal. Have to give Donghak the advantage on paper on this one, but Jasmine will get the better position and get to set up a choke here. Looking for a chance to go in on this backline. Obviously, a lot of movement abilities all around. Zest onto the high ground, actually. I don't think they saw that. Now the dive comes in, all over Prophet once more. Chasing this Sojourn down. The Sojourn will die again, of course. Zest and Donghak getting that. No Primal investment from Donghak. It's Jasmine. He plots the Primal first. Donghak still hasn't used it. Uses it now. Jasmine trying to find the juggle, but can't quite get anyone. Donghak still got a bit of Primal left. They've lost Sunjun, and Donghak is on the chase. He's only got one monkey on his mind. He is all over Jasmine. He wants to force the kill, jumping for the health pack. Donghak will let him live. Ape, no hurt Ape. But everyone else hurt a whole lot of ONSIDE Gaming. It's now be a full reset, and now threatening checkpoint at T1. Overclock for Proud. Finally, the overclocks are coming into play. Prophet has still got 15% to go. Vigi is on his second Kiriko ult of the game. Kiriko ult advantage as well to force this checkpoint, but they might just want to start with the overclock. Proud's going to pop it. Happy to burn through the Winston as they all jump onto him. Jasmine will get deleted as a result. Nice, easy one onto Vinny. And that'll be checkpoint. And they're looking for the stagger kills here as well. Donghak going for it. Another rail for Proud. Another kill for Proud. Prophet. Another death to the counter, I think. This one, no way out for him. And now T1 are pushing some serious advantage. Kitsune Rush advantage now. Still in the hands of Vigilante. Kibiti's a little bit more. We're getting up to close to all 4 support ults online as the Tracers duke it out on his right hand side. Zest, king of pulse of the enemy Tracers. Sunjun, not king of pulse of the enemy Tracers. What was that, Sunjun? Desperation overclock against Kitsune Rush. Donghak bubbles it. Skew's going to take care of Sunjun. And oh, it is just one-way traffic. Nowhere to go. ONSIDE Gaming, they didn't use any support ults in response. So they at least have support ult advantage coming back, but serious meters on board for T1. They have the beat as well. Last time we're in this situation of disadvantage, T1 played very aggressively with the beat. Tried to threaten the Ajax. Maybe they're going to go for the same thing here. No beat just yet. Vinny has it now. Prophet dies. Vinny has the beat as the pulse bomb comes out just onto the bubble. Vinny, 1 HP inside, still has the beat, but he dies inside. Zest hunts down that kill. They've traded a couple of people here, so despite that beat push, the respawn advantage will save onside gaming. And they'll be able to hunt out maybe the Lucio as well, skewed too quick.
어려울 만한 상황을 만들었습니다, T1.
122m까지 찍은 상태예요, T1은.
예, 진짜 누군가가 영웅이 돼야 됩니다.
Now,
이웃받을 용기가
onside gaming,
없더라고.
it felt a bit risky not investing the beat there.
그게 아니라면 계속 이대로 눈덩이
But
굴러가거든요.
they trade out enough kills that they win the fight regardless of anti-spawn advantage, and now they have this beat advantage for this next fight. If I'm T1, what I want Donghak to do is I want him to go in, use the primal, try and force, stop Vinny beating aggressively, instead use the beat defensively for my primal. Beat is going to be used defensively, Donghak doesn't even get the primal off, so it's actually just going to be a quick reset for T1. Donghak, I think, just either charged it, just like went down as he charged it, didn't, or just didn't pop it, was happy just to get the beat out for nothing. Now threatening checkpoint. I don't know if T1 get a move on, they can maybe contest before checkpoint. They might also just be happy to let it go. It's always awkward to contest the Esperanza checkpoint, so they will let it go. They'll have their primal to go with instead. Nearly a Kitsune rush as well. If they want, they can just wait until that. Little dig forces him back. Donghak already on the high ground. Primal goes. He wants to boot someone onto the low ground, but Donghak's HP has just been bursted. 1v5 trying to get the juggle. And onside gaming are able to stabilize off the back of that. Proud's got the overclock still going forward. Jasmine's going to mark that. Jasmine has a primal to go as well. So difficult one for Proud. Can't find any kill. Finds one, but now he's getting marked by the Winston. Has pocket available though. Should be able to deal with this. Jasmine still chasing him around. Has found one kill. Proud with a cheeky rail onto the Tracer as he's juggled around. Donghak here with him now. They're trying to move the robot away, gain a few cheeky meters thanks to Vinny, but he can play his life and get out coast too.
일어났기 때문에 스노볼이 좀 멈추기는 했는데요. 야, 근데 이거를 지금
Kitsune and Rush available for Vigilante. Chances next risk. Kivy doesn't quite have it in time, but should be able to get it by the time this fight starts unless T1 take a very aggressive tempo. They actually want to fight early, so Vigio just got that Kitsune rush onto Jasmine. Kivy dies before he even gets close to it. Onside gaming, they rush for 5, but they don't have the ults to back it up. Jasmine's been forced out. There's a couple of players behind that T1 need to worry about and deal with. One of them is the Sojin, so where are we going, Prophet? Easy kill there. Sunton is on 1 HP. He's going to die eventually. He will die eventually. He's just going to be a very late death in the end. There we go. Skewed and Vigi giving it to him. And they're going to start moving the robot forward. Kiviz has the Kitsune Rush ready to go. Whole spawn possessed. Prophet has the overclock. Good ults for onside gaming, but Proud just finds the pick onto Sunjun, who's had a bit of a disaster on Tracer really so far in this map. Overclock, Kitsune Rush both comes out, but disengage is good from T1. They're all hiding just round the wall. Now they can turn the corner. They don't quite have ults yet, T1, but they thought Prophet was too close and they were right. They pounce on him. Beat's about to be up for skewed as they take more space. Pulse bomb available. It's a miss, actually. It'll break the bubble. Sunjun's is not a miss, though. Bit of redemption. Donghak dies before that primal, and that's going to put an end to T1's aggression for now. 4 players left alive, or 3 players left alive rather. They're going to regroup on middle, go again. And this is what valuable time for onside gaming to get their own beat up, get Jasmine a little bit closer to his primal. And we'll get another fight on middle. T1 still very much in control of this map. Beat. Jasmine stage on the left-hand side again. Donghak makes the first move. It's an aggressive beat push in, but Vinny is good to get the beat off in response. Donghak has the primal to follow up. Overclock as well, and Proud good for it. Vinny goes down after the beat trade. 2 for Proud. He's got the full pocket. Looking for the last couple of players in this room. Sunjun's going to try and steal the robot, slow down the progress as much as he can. But Proud is all over them. Good with the overclock again. 1 minute left on the clock. Kitsune Rush, Primal, ready to go for T1. They're pushing for a full cap now. Onside gaming, gonna have to rely on the Jasmine Primal. Zest on the high ground. T1 have been very happy to take the fight to onside gaming a lot of these situations. But for now, they are slowing it down on the high ground. You can see Vigi starting to inch his way forward. Chance for a Kitsune Rush if they want to go. Yep, TP forward, they're going to go with it. Pressure onto Jasmine, he has for Primal. Primal has to be popped. Donghak's going to have a much later Primal. Looking for his options. Jasmine can't seem to find anything meaningful. Will jump onto him now. Has he got the separation on the Sojin? Not really, no. Donghak has killed Kivy. He's not even used his Primal. The Kitsune Rush, they all managed to stay on it. Jasmine can't find any separation. And I don't know if they'll even get any trades unless Vinny's got some magic, but no, Zest still has recall. Now we're into overtime. 5. They're not moving for robot. They just want to make the touch hard. Donghack is going to primal anyone who tries to get close. They're rushing through. They're going to move for robot a little bit closer. Sunjin does get the touch. Donghack camping this Kitsune rush. Now looking for it own. We'll just disengage with the primal now. Chance to re-engage when they're not expecting it. Eyes on the Sojin into the corner. Shuts him down. Prophet's got nowhere to go. Catches Vinny too. All over this Kiriko. Kibby's is out of cooldowns. He's out of HP. Sunjin finds one trade. He's keeping the overtime going. But it's now a 4v1. Sunjin can't even... Where are we going, Sunjin? 1v4. He's got everything to do. And he's just going to accept his fate. 2-0 for T1. Extending their lead in this series.
와우.
근데 오늘 일단 다른 것보다 상대 핵심이 되는 소전이랑 키리코 둘을 보내는 포커싱의 속도가 T1이 훨씬 더 빨라요.
네.
물론 이제 중간에 소전을 교환하는 그림까지는 온사이드 게임도 괜찮았었는데 추가적으로 이어지는 도미노 무너뜨리는 형태는 T1이 좀 더 좋은 것 같아요.
분명 초반부에는 공방전이 있었습니다. 주고받고
Alright.
주고받고 특히나 소전도 계속 킬 교환이 났었던
You see a lot of same patterns of play from both teams in terms of how they want to take some of these ult trades, where quite T1 very happy push with their support ults every opportunity they get. Similarly, also even if they have the primal versus Kitsune rush or a beat, they want to start. T1 always want to start the fight aggressively, put that primal on them, force the Kitsune rush. So instead of doing what T1 and Vigi were doing with their Kitsune rushes, where they get to walk into the enemy team, drop the Kitsune rush underneath them and chase them. Instead of doing that, if you go first with the primal, you can force a fight way further back on the map, like we saw with Donghack's last primal, and then all of a sudden you're using a Kitsune rush, you sort of survive for primal, but you don't really get any aggressive space out of it. Predictions open for map number 3. Ooh, can I have a look at a thumbnail? Yep. Can it be... Hold on, I'll type it to you.
아 몽키 보는 거.
Alright, replay for comms. Oi. Alright, ONSIDE Gaming on the verge of being eliminated here. And I think it is a hard push to say T1 aren't deserving of this lead. Looked better on the Kiri Lucio version for sure. Very much not Jasmine's strength, right? It's always one of those, if you've got Jasmine in your team and they've got Donghack and you end up playing a Winston mirror, you gotta feel like this isn't the matchup you wanted. Maybe leaning into the Hazard wall would have been wiser for them. Is VP play? Yes, yeah. VP playing today. We'll get to see the Western teams today. We're gonna get these 2 Korean matches first. So I don't know if, oh, you can't see my cursor, but yeah, we're here right now. We'll get another all Korean match next, and then the winner of these 2 games will play Nightmare and Virtus Pro. Those games are happening today as well. So we're probably like maybe like a couple of hours out. And then Nightmare will play the winner of T1 and ONSIDE Gaming, so looking kind of like T1. And then Virtus Pro will play the winner of Way and Poker Face. That game's probably closer to like 12:30 BST. Do you think I'll do an IRL stream? I think not. No. Why is Hunter in Korea? He's working. He's now with SSG. Look at the Preds. Oh boy. It seems like people have interpreted T1's success in the first 2 maps as some kind of trend to the 3rd map as well. Will I do an IRL stream? I mean, does this not count? I guess this doesn't count as an IRL stream. For me, it's IRL. This is my real office. Can I crouch jump IRL? No, because for
T1이 OWCS 때와는
it's some useless TF2 knowledge. The reason crouch jumping works is because you technically you get your model closer to the ground, and if you can C-tap, you actually go into the ground for a little bit. But you can't C-tap in real life. Can I rocket jump? Not tried, but it's probably possible. Yeah, that's good. That's good, Panda. Yeah, perfect.
내린 듯합니다. 서킨 로얄로 갑니다.
아 근데 이러면 그 자스민이 서브 탱커 계열의 선수고 히트 스캔
You can do it at least once.
시그마 쓰면서 갈 수도 있는 거거든요. 근데 그럼 만약에
The second time's harder. Doing a skip jump would be
탱커를 좀 지키는 밴을 해야 돼가지고
would be really,
일단 필살기를 꺼내긴
really, really hard.
수비밴을 말씀해 주신 건데.
네.
그 수비밴으로 탱커 쪽을
Unsur's probably too busy getting rotund off cream barbecue and cream fried chicken. Yeah. I think he's going. What day is it today? Saturday? I think he's going for sushi on Monday. That's the word on the street. Alright, Circuit Royale next map. Been a while since we've seen this. Seems a reasonable enough choice.
경기 안에서 할지 아니면 밴으로 할지 봐야 될 것 같습니다.
ONSIDE Gaming trying to change the matchup, and they're going to ban Winston. Alright, I can get behind this, ban-wise. Let's stop playing these bloody Winston maps against Donghack, shall we? Play something else, Dongers. T1 going to ban Farah. Farah's very good on this map.
우리가 들어갈 때 그럼 이러면 그때 T1이 러쉬 같은 거 할 수도 있습니다. 파라가 밴됐기 때문에 너네 시그마 쓸 거야? 써.
You know, it's like, it's fair enough. I don't know exactly what they're going to play. If they're just going to take some kind of Sig mirror, or we're just going to see a slightly different version. Can you play Bull here? I mean, if anyone can, Donghack can, but I think it's a really hard map for it. I think you'd be really hard pushed to get Bull, like a lot of success with Bull here.
말씀해주신 것처럼 진짜 패싱 전략이 나올 수도 있습니다. 러쉬 들고. 그죠? 그걸 T1이
Ban Winston on circuit is kind of a waste though, no? Yeah, there's probably like a more optimal way. But also you're 2-0 down in the series. You can just throw everything out there. You know, just see if you can get a map win on the board, change momentum. Seems reasonable enough. I do think you're probably right in terms of if you plan out the whole series, there's more optimal ways to avoid for Winston more often. You know, you can maybe the bigger question is like, why did ONSIDE wait until they're... Why are we waiting till map 3 to go to circuit? Why not try and take one a little bit easier? Alright, so T1 are going to start on defense. They're going to be playing Ramatra, May, Juno, Brig, Sojin here. We'll see what ONSIDE choose to do on the attack. Obviously, Ramatra matches up very nicely into the Sigma. We've seen Donghack play a bit of Ram before. It's really not his forte. I think when I think about Donghack, you talk about Winston, you talk about Bull, you talk about Hazard, and he's world class, if not the best in the world on some of these, if most of those heroes. But as soon as we start like going a bit further into Donghack's hero pool in terms of Orisa, Ram, stuff like this, then all of a sudden, I think it loses a little bit of that X factor, loses a little bit of that sort of elite level, and just becomes a functional tank without the ability to maybe solo carry the series as often as we see. Going to be Widow from Prophet as well on the attack. It's going to be May Ram for both teams, Juno Brig for both teams, so very similar ideas. Obviously range advantage for Prophet. Trying to capture some clips for his next movie. Onto the high ground, doesn't connect that shot. Proud is peeking back a little bit. Swing on the shield timing. Wall comes out. Wall is going to force this form. Jasmine takes a bit of a step back here, but Zest Ice Block doesn't go off. Jasmine just gets an opening pick. He's 1 HP, but he's forcing Donghack back. Shield comes out. Jasmine goes right through that. Doesn't quite have his own shield yet. Slow comes out. Now Prophet has all the space thanks to that opening pick. Donghack still on the back foot, desperate for more kills here on ONSIDE Gaming where they have player advantage. They've got opportunities for Prophet, but he's not found anything just yet. More pressure onto Donghack, just looking for the damage onto the Ram. Prophet looking for anything, but Proud is, Zest is going to be back soon. It'll be a 5v5. Wall comes out. I think Vinny is maybe the wrong side of that, but no, won't be okay. Both Brigs going to die. Blizzard on point comes out early from Sunjin. That's going to freeze up a Ramatra, and Donghack will be made short work of. Trades have come through. Proud is sliding in. But alright, we talked about the Widow. We want to see a chance to see Prophet on Widow. Who would say no to that? But in reality, it's all been about the frontline trades here. Jasmine finding high value picks onto Zest, finding that pick onto the Brigger in the next fight as well. Brig very difficult in this type of matchup game. I'm a little bit surprised we see the Brig as opposed to something like into the Mei Ram as opposed to something even like an Ana or something, or even just a Lucio. Zest is going to get the early pick onto Jasmine, but out of absolutely nothing. So T1 will just reclaim all the space. Donghack doesn't get a chance to walk forward. We only find for 1 kill, rest of the disengage is good, but most importantly for T1, they regain control of this high ground. Once you have control of this high ground, you get a really great angle for your hit scan. You can see Proud actually hiding on the high ground now. Wants to peek out late once they commit bodies up this slope ONSIDE gaming. And I don't know if ONSIDE are going to be ready for this. Prophet will pop the wall, so they'll know he's there now. Proud's going to go for a more defensive swing as a result. Vinny is going to get juggled out of that one. Donghack will get another kill. Jasmine is just going to get taken down. Burnt by this overclock. Wants to clutch with the annihilation here. Ray as well. Everything will be used. Rays are going to be matched. Blizzard comes out from Zest. It does go out even though he dies while using it. Prophet finds the pick. No one's really frozen. Oh, sorry, Jasmine was frozen. So a Blizzard still gets the job done even though Zest goes down as he casts it. Or goes down after he casts it, I should say. And they'll be forced back. And this is the most difficult map point of Circuit Royale. We've seen it. It's been a while since we've seen this map, but every time we see this map, this second point assault, this is where you really need something special to crack it. They have Rally, they have Blizzard. This is going to make the frontline trade very ONSIDE gaming favoured. But they still need to worry about Proud on his high ground. He slides forward, actually looking for more. Rally and Blizzard out. Do they catch anyone? Yes! Ram in it, Mei in it as well. They need to convert this kill. Donghack goes down, and it's going to be die on point. You see Skewed walking forward. Proud is lurking for a trade up top. Trade to go a long way for the retake. He slides in, he gets the trade onto Prophet. Only the Widow, so not the greatest trade. For Widow can just grapple back to the high ground, but certainly better than nothing. And they get the Blizzard out and the Rally out in that situation. Prophet is going to go Sojourn himself here, actually. He's trying to get to the fight a little bit quicker. Rally advantage for Skewed, though, and ONSIDE gaming, they might not have much hope other than to disengage this. Got to avoid the wall timing. Wall comes out. Sunjin might have his Ice Block forced. Ice Block will be forced now. Skewed still hasn't rallied. He's going to rally to catch this. Mei defensive wall comes out. Looks for it. Bash around the corner. No escape for Sunjin after that Ice Block. They keep pushing forward onto Ramatra. Jasmine low HP. Another bash comes through. Rail into his head as well. Looking for all the kills. Stuck behind here as Kivit's Vinny's low. They're all going to get traded. Proud will fall late to Prophet. Can they trade him actually? Prophet's got a lot of pocket. They can't trade Prophet. Prophet's going to get one and get out. T1 going to regroup on the high ground, try and make this walk up difficult. But with the Sojourn taken down late, this will make the walk up a little bit easier. No rails to worry about. The bigger problem will be the ults. They're pushing into a Blizzard, a Ray, and an Annihilation, and they don't quite have their own ults yet. So again, ONSIDE gaming, they might have to start this fight slow, build up some of their own ults, be ready to disengage. Wall comes out. No ults just yet as the wall trade comes through. Prophet trying to find an opportunity. Overclock will be invested by Proud first, though. The torpedo swing from the high ground. And that makes short work of them. And that is an outrageously cheap fight for T1. It was lining up to be like an 8-ult fight. And then Proud with the overclock swing. Straight back from spawn. Wasted no time. I'm back, boys. Let's go. Swings, finds for value. Torpedoes to follow that up. And now ONSIDE gaming. They had a big time bank, but they're going to have to rely on a very heavy, a very big ult fight here. They nearly have all 5. Skewed a bit further behind. Obviously, Proud just used that overclock before. An open pick would be devastating here. Can't afford anyone to go down to Proud. Now the trade onto point. T1 going to be the initiators again. Blizzard comes out. Jasmine's trying to walk forward. He gets out of that, and he has the Annihilation to keep going, actually. Prophet is frozen. Can they turn the kill? They kill Prophet. Proud takes Kivvies out as well. Ray is going forward. Jasmine is trying to clutch, but he needs for Ray healing, and it's moving away from him. Donghack still has the Annihilation if they get into trouble here, but I don't think they need it. Just the Mei left. Sunjin is going to end up dying late here. One more attempt for ONSIDE gaming. It's going to be Rally versus Rally, Annihilation advantage for Donghack, which should be the difference maker, unless Prophet can find something with this overclock. Need to cross the high ground as well. Rail is a miss from Proud, and Prophet finds the pick even before overclock. Just what they need. Overclock on the high ground, looking for the Juno, giving him the slip. Zest is going to try and push him. Ice Block has been forced, though. Donghack has gone deep with Skew's Rally. Prophet wants to take care of this Mei. Zest is juking him out. Zest is actually winning that one. Donghack's killed 2 on point. Zest has won the duel with Prophet. Oh, he got the opening pick, but when he pops the clock, he can't find anything. And T1 is going to secure the hold. Dominant on the slope. One final touch for Vinny. Extends overtime, but nothing more to be gained.
여기까지. 프로펫이 시작길 잘 냈거든요.
I thought they had it. Profit finds the perfect opening pick on the way up. Then he slides onto the high ground, he pops the overclock, looking for the connect, but Zest, you see, even if, I mean, obviously Zest wins the duel, so that really is the optimal play. But even if he doesn't win the duel there, what he's done is because he's used his ice block, he's used his wall, he's wasted all of Profit's overclock trying to fight Zest and keep Zest off him. Meaning, all of a sudden, Profit had one shot at the Juno, right? Missed it. And then he didn't get any more opportunities to shoot into the actual brawl fight. Meanwhile, Skewed has taken that rally in deep, pushing away from the overclock. And with maybe the exception of that very first fight where Zest dies with ice block, all of those frontline trades felt like they heavily went in the favor of T1. Now, ONSIDE Gaming are going to try something different for their defense. As much as, you know, a first point at 68 meters really isn't a lot, we've seen how defensible second point of Circuit Royale is, and even first point, we've seen plenty of full holds in this map before. So ONSIDE Gaming, they're not out of it yet, but they're having a little bit of a discussion now over their approach, and it's going to be something a bit different. We're going to go Sigma, which doesn't match up great for the Ram, but with the Ana and the Zen backing up the Sigma, it can still be quite difficult for the Ram Archer to fight this if that's what Donghack picks. The May will help him out a lot. Expect really when you play the Ana Zen Sigma version, if put him again T1 just play Ram, which looks like they're going to do. What you want to do from ONSIDE Gaming is you're quite happy to wall second, just hold for corner, get good walls, make sure your Sigma isn't punished by their wall. So if they wall your Sigma, you just wall in front of you to relieve the pressure a little bit. Donghack coming out on Doom. Are they just going to play something completely different when they see the comp? Yeah, they're going to go Ana, Juno, Doom, Genji, Widow. T1 say, you want to play a greedier comp that can win the front line? Bully our Ram? We're just not going to play Ram. We're going to go over your Sigma. We're going to dive you. Little dink onto Kivis, doesn't find the kill. Proud walking forward. You see ONSIDE Gaming timid right now. Trying to stay a little bit compact, harder to dive. Proud has the high ground. Punch onto Jasmine as they continue just to bully space T1. Trying to get a big punch if he can, Donghack, but no luck on that first one. Obviously, the Rock is the big counterplay if you can knock the Doom out of block. That Jasmine will be looking for, probably holding his Rock Claw as well, really. Punch comes through from Donghack, bit of space, jump out, wall to try and catch Donghack. Does catch Donghack. No escape for him, and T1 will be forced back. T1 are getting close to their ultimate, really. The ults are going to have to be the key factor for T1 in some of these more difficult points. Once we get to second, they have a few more options in terms of the dive and staging. But the first part of Circuit Royale is very flat, which makes it quite tricky for the Doomfist or any dive competition, which is why we see it so rarely. We're about to have Nano though, and that might just go onto Donghack. Body shot only onto Kivis. Trying to keep Proud in check, deny his opportunities. Donghack goes in now. Nano boost is available. Zest is going to dive through as well. Anti-nade comes onto Donghack here. Defensive Nano comes through. Rock onto Donghack too. He's going to be forced all the way out. No real space gained here as much as the Widow keeps trying to swing. Flux comes out. Sleep is a miss. Skewed is in so much trouble here. 1 HP. Can he finish the kill? No, the pocket is too good. The backline survive. And Proud and Donghack have found kills in the back during this. Jasmine can't kill anything with the Flux. The pocket is just about enough. And they are going to get first point. Widows are going to be popped. Proud's going to go for a grapple. Tries to catch them as they roll out of spawn. Looking for this early pick, and Vindame crossing in the open. He can see through walls, Vinny. What are we thinking? Diva swap from Jasmine. Another grapple from Proud, but this pick is going to keep the payload rolling. And ONSIDE Gaming, they have so little space to work with. They're going to push into a Ray Blade next as well. Kivis just have for Transcendence. But still needs to be cautious. That Ray Blade combo is so much damage, but Transcendence might not even be enough. Eyes on Proud as well. Profit will swing for him. Trying to walk up now. Donghack force back. Blade comes out from Zest. Onto the Diva. Just takes the Diva. Zest just... Easy one in the end. What was Jasmine thinking? Dives in. Zest plays bodyguard with a blade. Ray for Transcendence trade now. The Blizzard came out and it throws on Donghack. Can they find the kill? They can. No tank, so T1 aren't quite done yet. Deflect on the sleeper. Zest goes in. Kivis gets taken down. Vigi's just found 2. Profit pops the overclock, but he's got to do everything. Full pocket coming back. He's found 2. He might just do everything. Another dink onto the Juno. 3 for Profit. Has to use the overclock in the end. Doomfist is back now, but it's enough. Profit with the clutch. We'll get a 4th now. The Blizzard just about does it. Just about does it. Really good Blizzard, actually. It's really not straightforward to get two Visitor Blizzards. But Sunjin gets him in there. And now, actually also playful for ONSIDE Gaming. They've got just about 3 minutes to hold on. But they've got the high ground position. They've got a Nano in the back pocket. A lot of things to worry about. There'll be another couple of ult turns for T1. There's obviously Proud on the Widow the entire time. But very defensible. Grapple shot from Proud off screen. Doesn't find. Zest trying to walk up. No ults just yet for T1, so they'll be happy just to farm this. Nade around the corner. Ice block and defensive wall. Means Sunjin can get out of that. Trying to hold this flank. Jasmine's going to pile in onto the Juno. Discord onto Vigilante as well. Can they find it? Donghak has hit the backline at the same time. Jasmine is all over this Widow. Sleep onto the Doomfist as he comes out of it. Jasmine's killed the Widow in the back. The Doomfist is so low. Jasmine will come back and clean up, but it's only 3v3. Kivitz is low as well. Blizzard, or May, left click now onto Zest. He's going to try and turn the kill. But Jasmine, he's just sweeping everything up. Zest gets the kill, actually. It's a 1v1, but can't 1v1 a Diva. Zest is going to have to concede the space, but Donghak can get up there quickly. Well played by Jasmine. You often think of Diva as like peeling with her defense matrix, but Diva is still so much ability to kill. Finds all the trade kills there, keeps him in. Big punch for Donghak now as he's forced backwards. We'll keep this big punch until afterwards. Kivitz nearly has the Transcendence. Zest has the Blade, but the Transcendence will be the perfect answer if Kivitz can get this final couple of percent before they go, which he should be good for. It seems like T1 might even be waiting for the Nano Blade. But if they Nano Blade a Transcendence, one ult can counter two. Sunjin has the Blizzard to help out as well. Expect that to be used defensively. Donghak with a big punch in, hits the Zen as well, trying to force it for free. Force back Transcendence comes out now. It was a Nano Blade. Donghak gets punished of a Nano Blade. Oh, it still finds a kill. Vinny was too far from the Transcendence. Blizzard comes out from Sunjin just to play his own life. Jasmine has found the Widow in the back. And I think they've got enough. Jasmine's had to self-destruct. But another storm has been weathered. ONSIDE Gaming did have to use a whole lot of stuff for that. Next push is going to be a Ray push. Brig and Sojin swaps for T1 as well. Diva will match up much more nicely into the Diva, obviously, means they can really just fight Jasmine in a lot more of these situations. With the Sojin as well, all of a sudden, all these trades Jasmine was finding in previous fights going to be substantially harder now with the comp swap from T1. And they've got a raid push coming in as well. No ults back. ONSIDE Gaming, they're going to try and play it slow for Profit's overclock, but he dies. Donghak is now on the back line. Dodges for sleep with the Meteor Strike. The cart has been pushed in. Jasmine can't even get the touch. And Ray advantage in the end. Too much. T1 will close it out 3-0.
한마디 좀 세긴 셌어요. 애초에 들어가는 조합이기도 했었고, 들어가는 조합에 가장 최적화된 굶기도 있었고요.
A classic cool fist. And T1 have set themselves up.
T1이 경기를 끝내는데 성공을 했습니다. 결국 3대0으로 경기를
T1 have set themselves up. But this game will get in a game's time, so in about a couple of hours, we'll get Nightmare against T1. So I think, you know, nice to see ONSIDE play. Obviously T1 looking still pretty good with their new signing, Vigi. Proud player of the match. Yeah, it was probably a pretty quiet Circuit Royale, but first two maps he was good for it. Oh, thanks, Panda.
그만큼 프라우드 선수를 케어해주는 데 있어서 비실란테 선수도 어마어마한 역할을 해줬거든요. 근데 케어를 해준 만큼, 투자를 한 만큼 아웃풋이 나옵니다, 프라우드.
그렇죠. 결국에는 옆에서 아무리 비타민 챙겨주고.
How was Proud Tracer? I missed it. Yeah, I only really played it for map 1, but it looked really fine. Went blow for blow with Sunjin, no problem. Hit a cheeky pulse bomb gap on him at one point as well. So I think, yeah, same league as Sunjin. Really reasonable.
특히나 이스페란자 중간중간 흐름을 끊어내는 오버클럭, 네일건 되게 좋았었어요.
그죠.
Win a relegation, it all happens on Sunday tasks. So Sunday, I forget the exact start time, but we'll get all of EMEA, all of NA promotion relegation. So it'll be a big old brawl.
그러니까 프라우드만은 아닌 느낌이에요.
Alright, I might go grab myself a drink, top up my water, grab myself a Pepsi, and we can lock in for the next series. So it's going to be Wave versus Pokerface. Again, similar to this, I think the favourite is going to be Wade. Will be nice to see Top Dragon play his first, his first official match with his new team. Top Dragon had a very disappointing stage 1. We can talk about it a bit more when we're back, but let me grab my drink. I'll leave you with the interview. Yeah, let me grab a drink. We'll be right back, and then we can lock in
네,
to
오늘의
that
첫
next
세트
one.
T1이 승리를 가져갑니다. 승리 축하드립니다.
감사합니다.
네, 오늘 승리 축하드립니다. 오늘 POTM은 프라우드 선수가 차지하게 됐는데요. 자, 첫 세트 때 사전 인터뷰에서 바이퍼 선수가 우리가 3대 0으로 깔끔하게 이기겠다라고 말씀해 주셨는데 그 말을 그대로 지켰어요. 자, 오늘 승리 소감 들어볼까요?
일단 생각보다 쉽게 이겨가지고 다행인 것 같고요. 지금 다음 경기가 또 있기 때문에 집중해서 다음 경기도 잘해야 될 것 같습니다.
오, 긴장감을 놓지 않겠다라고 말씀해 주셨습니다. 자, 오늘 전반적으로 게임 흐름 어땠을까요?
일단 리장 타워에서는 관제 선수인데 조금 아쉬웠다가 나머지 맵은 잘한 것 같고 서큘러도 조금 위험할 뻔했지만 나머지 두 맵은 다 잘한 것 같습니다.
그만큼 좀 더 재밌는 경기가 펼쳐지지 않았나 싶습니다. 자, 그리고 또 비질란데 선수 영입 후에 공식적으로 첫 경기가 펼쳐졌잖아요. 좀 안정적인 T1의 템포를 찾은 것 같다라는 느낌도 들더라고요. 빈틈이 없는 러쉬 운영의 정석을 보여줬어요. 이전과는 다르게 어떤 부분을 좀 전략적으로 신경 쓰고 있을까요?
일단 전 시즌보다 선수들끼리 얘기하는 것도 많아진 것 같고 이제 약간 잡아주는 느낌이 좀 있는 것 같아서 좀 안정적으로 보이지 않았나 싶어요.
그렇군요. 자, 그리고 오늘 또 첫 세트 때 프라우드 선수의 트레이서가 아주 명품이었습니다. 클러치 성공률이 대단했는데요. 자, 마트레 대전에서도 부착 성공으로 우위를 가져오는 모습이 보여졌어요. 솔직히 트레가 되는 메인딜 굉장히 귀하거든요. 팀 내에서 어떤 평가를 받고 있나요?
트레이서? 제가 전 시즌부터 미는 말이 하나 있었는데 제 트레이서는 이제 마라톤 1년치다. 1년 동안 이제 연습하겠다 했는데
네.
점점 느는 것 같아요. 팀원들도 점점 믿어주는 것 같습니다.
야, 정말 제대로 다가왔다라는 말이 딱 어울리는 오늘 트레이서였지 않았나 싶습니다. 자, 그리고 오늘 또 소전도 히트였는데요. 우클릭을 정말 상대 입장에서는 재앙이 아닐까 싶을 정도로 루시우 날아다니는데 그냥 맞추고 이래도 되는 건가요?
아, 빈다임 준호가 좀 잘 맞아주지 않았나.
아, 내가 잘 맞추기도 했지만 상대가 좀 잘 맞아주기도 했다. 머리를 갖다 대더라 라고도 해석해 볼 수 있겠습니다. 자, 그렇다면 이제 다음 경기는 나이트메어와의 경기가 기다리고 있거든요. 좀 경고 한마디 해줄까요?
제가 알기로는 북미 1등 팀인 걸로 알고 있는데 한국 중위권의 매운맛을 보여드리도록 하겠습니다.
한국 중위권의 매운맛을 보여주겠다라고 매콤하게 한마디 해주셨습니다. 자, 그리고 오늘 또 치어풀의 프라우드 선수를 위해서라면 100억도 포기할 수 있다라는 팬분이 와주셨어요.
아, 보이네요.
여기 이제 한마디 부탁드립니다.
제 포튼보다 마음은 감사한데 개인적으로 100억이 맞지 않나. 마음은 감사합니다.
머리는 이제 차갑게 100억을 선택하시는 게 맞지 않냐라고 이렇게 따뜻하게 한마디를 건네주셨습니다. 자, 그렇다면 T1은 이따 나이트메어 팀과 다시 경기에서 만나도록 하고요. 인터뷰는 여기서 마치도록 하겠습니다. 웨이와 포커페이스의 경기로 돌아올게요.
감사합니다.
축구 준비 이거 리가. 아부터 하나 둘 셋 갈게. 옆에 좀 옆에.
We're back. Let's see if we can.
아부잖아.
It's still great, right?